Hello, I welcome you to the experiment here in the high voltage engineering lab. In this particular experiment, we are going to test solid insulators. Solid insulators are various types. They are organic and inorganic types. Organic insulators, we may consider they were used in a very early stage of insulations in electrical engineering, derived from plants like maybe wood, right, rubber, paper, cardboard, like this. Even today, the organic insulators like paper and cardboard with oil impregnation, you may consider composite dielectric, solid as well as liquid. They are used together in power transformers and other small transformers. So naturally, the properties of the insulation, the most important property that must be tested is to determine the breakdown strength of such solid insulator before they are used in the transformer for insulating the coils in terms of inter-turn protection. Okay, similarly insulating high voltage winding from the low voltage windings. Apart from oil, papers are also used. So also the paper and cardboard insulators, these are used in cables and capacitors in electrical power systems. They provide a dielectric medium in capacitors. Similarly, they provide insulation between the turns in or conductors within oil filled cables. So in this particular experiment, this assembly, it is a 25 kV insulation tester. This insulation tester mainly consists of two important parts. This is a control panel down at the bottom where there are various switches and indicators are installed. Various controls are there at the bottom. Apart from this, the upper portion, it consists of indications for the breakdown voltage in terms of kV, kilovolts, then leakage current and the timer settings. So this is the first part, the control panel, and above at the top there is a electrode assembly. So this electrode assembly consists of single phase AC supply up to 25 kV. So this is a controllable. We can control the supply from 0 to 25 kV by using this particular thermostat panel. Input supply that is required for this unit is again taken from a single phase power point available in the lab, 230 volts. So single phase 230 volt supply, this will be stepped up to 25 kV as per the requirement. So variable AC supply power 50 hertz and 25 kV maximum is available through this unit. So for testing the paper, a pair of electrodes which consist of this particular central assembly. Here in this assembly we have got two terminals. So I'll just show you. Whenever we are working with the high voltage terminals, it is a good practice to have safety gloves in our hands, because there may be static charges left out, although this unit is unenergized. But still, while working on this, it is a good practice that we use the rubber gloves. These are rated for 11 kV. Okay, so please observe that this is a top electrode. This is a electrode is free and it is placed on a fiberglass stand, and down at the bottom, the second electrode is present, and that second electrode is consisting of the neutral terminal at the bottom. So the neutral terminal, it is in the form of a flat plate. So this flat plate terminal consists of a surface where the solid insulator can be kept. These terminals you can see here, this one is a phase terminal. The lower portion is a bushing which provides insulation. Then the supply goes to the upper electrode, and the lower flat plate electrode, it has a connection to the neutral through this other bushing. Now apart from this control panel and this electrode assembly, there is a safety cover or safety shield provided on top of the assembly. This is a fiberglass assembly. Whenever we test the paper insulator, we keep the samples inside, right? And after keeping the sample, we apply the voltage and the sample will fail. In order to provide safety to the personnel who is working on this test assembly, this fiberglass cover is helpful. It will prevent any sparking or any fumes arising due to the failure of the solid insulator from reaching the face or maybe affecting the person who is working on it. Apart from the fiberglass assembly, inside the fiberglass assembly, you can observe here at this small notch you are able to see, this is a limit switch. This is a limit switch. This limit switch ensures that when we put this cover onto the electrode, when we close this, the switch will get closed. Only when the switch is closed, then only the supply can be enabled. Otherwise, we cannot enable the supply. So this is a safety feature. The glass itself is a safety feature, and ensuring that the glass is closed, there is a limit switch inside there at the right hand side of this particular assembly. So when we close it, then we'll be ready to give the high voltage and place the paper sample and test it. So we'll go through the procedure one by one. We are going to check with the performance how the dielectric strength of cardboard and paper insulator is done before they are used in the transformer windings. For the purpose of testing, I am using this piece of cardboard that's visible in my hand, along with a piece of paper. This is a paper. So for determining the dielectric strength of paper and cardboard, what we are going to do is one layer of cardboard we are going to use along with this two layer of paper. So paper I am going to wrap around this particular cardboard. For determining the dielectric strength of cardboard and paper, the thickness of these samples, that is cardboard and paper, must be known to us. So the sample that we are using, the standard thickness for cardboard is 1.79 millimeter, and that for the single layer of the paper, this thickness is 0.13 millimeter. So this thickness can be measured by using the screw gauge which is commonly seen in the physics lab. So with the help of screw gauge, it is possible to measure the thickness of very thin this element like a paper and cardboard. So here pay your attention that we are going to place the electrodes, this a solid insulator sample across the flat plate electrode and this cylindrical electrode in between these two, and then we are going to apply the single phase high voltage across it. So before putting the sample of this particular insulator on across the electrode terminals, ensure that the power supply is switched off as a safety precaution. So I'll just check here the power supply is switched off from the main supply, and then what we have to do is we have the gloves. We wear gloves in one of the hands especially, so that we are able to handle the electrodes. And before handling the electrode, we would like to remove the glass lid. So So this glass lid, now when I lift the glass lid, at the back side there is a position where the glass lid rests. So there is a backrest for the glass lid, so it will not fall back. It is hinged to the assembly, right? Now I am going to place the electrode sample. See that there is one layer of cardboard and 2 layers of paper. So this I am going to place. So for placing the electrode, you can see I am going to lift the upper electrode, which is free to move, and the lower electrode is a flat plate. Safely I am going to place the sample in between. Again I will show it here. See, this is the sample. I have lifted the upper electrode and I am going to place the sample and cardboard inside it. So this is 2 layers of paper and 1 layer of cardboard is placed across these electrodes. This is upper electrode and lower one below the cardboard is a flat plate electrode, right? Ensure that this assembly is located, this is free to move, but it should be positioned at the center between these 2 bushings. Let us now close the glass lid. I am going to close the glass lid, right? And after closing the glass lid, now we are going to switch over to the control panel and go step by step procedure in order to obtain the breakdown strength. Now we are going to check with the process of testing breakdown strength for cardboard and paper. Already the cardboard and paper has been placed between the 2 electrodes at the top of the assembly, right? Now let me explain the various elements that are present on the control panel. As earlier also it has been told, most of the controls are in this particular area. You can see that the left hand side here, this particular my left hand side, you can observe that this particular area, this is a mains, that is a supply is the 230 volt supply coming to this unit. So this one, this indicates unit ready. This is yellow, this is a lamp. Then this is a mains availability lamp. These 2 are the lamps, and then these 3 are the switches. This is a mains on switch, this is mains off switch, and this is a memory switch. The purpose of memory switch I am going to tell you at a later stage. Then this is a this is a dial, no, for controlling the voltage from 0 to 25 kV, and on the other side of the dial here, this is all HT control, that means a high tension or high voltage control panel. In this case, these 2 switches, this is a HT on switch, it is indicated as red. Please remember that HT on, it is shown as red, and similarly when the high voltage is available across the electrode, the indication is a red color to show that we have to be very alert while working on the high voltage. HT off is a green colored switch. So these 2 are the switches, HT on and this is HT off, right? And corresponding to these there are indicators. This is a HT off indicator and this is a HT on indicator. Apart from these 2, this is an indicator cum switch, this is a trip panel. If there is some fault while working on the experiment, then the trip switch can be pressed and the supply will be immediately disconnected. Apart from this, you can observe that we have got the meters here. This is for measuring the dielectric AC charging voltage or the breakdown voltage here. The scale is rated in kilovolts. This is a leakage current, the scale is in milliamperes, and then this is a timer functionality. For the purpose of this experiment, we are going to focus mainly on reading the breakdown voltage. We are not interested in noting the leakage current and the timer functionality for this experiment. So let us go step by step. As I already told you earlier that on the top the glass shield must be covered so that the limit switch is closed. Secondly, you have to ensure that this particular voltage control dial, they should be at the minimum position, fully anti-clockwise position. If it is not in fully anti-clockwise position, again there is a limit switch inside which will not allow you to give power to the electrodes. So these two safety features are present. Now what we are going to do is switch on the power supply. Let us now turn on the unit here. So first of all, I'll just press this mains on, right? So you can see that two lamps are now working. One shows that the mains supply is available, 230 volt is available. So also it shows on the HT side green, that is HT off, that means high voltage supply is not yet given. Next is, now we are going to put HT on. Here it shows HT off. Now we are ready. This is the minimum position. So since this is ready, we can put HT on. As soon as we put HT on, you can observe here that the red lamp is showing that now high voltage can be applied by controlling the panel. So we have to be very careful while working with this assembly in order to have as much safety while performing the experiment, safety of the individual who is working. So now I am going to apply the voltage. Gradually this voltage has to be increased, and as the voltage I am going to increase, I have to note that at one particular value of voltage the breakdown will occur at the top, and as soon as the breakdown occurs, this HT will automatically turn off, and so also the voltage indication, it will fly back to 0. Once the failure takes place, please ensure that you do not bring the knob to 0 position in order to read the observation. So let us apply this voltage gradually. I am increasing the voltage gradually, right, as well as I am observing this particular dial while I am increasing the voltage, right. So please focus attention that this has led to HT off, the voltage has reduced to 0. Now I will come to how to observe the reading. You might have observed that the voltage was increasing, but by chance you might not have registered what was the value, last value up to what it has reached where the failure has occurred. So for that, what we have to do is, do not bring this dial back to 0. Focus on this black colored switch. This is a push button, it shows memory. Let us press the memory switch. As I press the memory switch, you will observe that pressing the memory switch, there is an arrangement inside this, that whatever the last reading before the failure of the sample, it will be registered with the position of this dial. This position of the dial is registered, last position. So it is now presently showing as 8 kV. Kindly focus your attention on the reading that is registered as a matter of failure for the performance that we have taken just now. As I told you that by pressing the memory switch here on the panel, so I am going to press the memory switch again, and you should observe that the dial is capable of showing the last reading where the sample has failed. So here you can see that it is showing a voltage of 8 kV. Again I have released the switch, again I am pressing, you can see the dial. So there is an arrangement here that it is able to memorize the last reading by noting the position of the variable control dial of the dimmerstat. Here see, again I have released it, and if I press the memory switch, you can see that it is showing the indication. So wherever the failure has occurred, so the reading that is to be taken here is 8 kV, and breakdown strength can be calculated based on the formula which is available in the description. Now I am going to show you the sample, the failure sample. Once the sample has failed, right, we have to check how the failure pattern has occurred. So to observe that, what we have to do is, we have to switch off the main supply from the panel, and so also we have to switch off the main supply on the coming from the power point here, so that the supply is completely isolated. Then we have to safely keep this glass cover at the back, it will take rest. And we want to remove the paper sample, so what we have to do is wear the hand gloves in order to handle the upper electrode, right? And this way, if we lift the upper electrode, right, we can safely remove the paper sample which has failed from the top, like, and we are able to see this. Kindly focus your attention here that this paper sample, it has failed. There is a very fine dot here. We can highlight it by using a pen here, right? I'm just make a cross mark. So there is a failure in this sample that has occurred, right? And this failure has gone all the way to the other side, right? You can just pay attention here, it is. So failure will take place, the breakdown has occurred, and we can calculate the dielectric strength, right? Here also within the particular cardboard, you can see the failure. The electrons, the dielectric has failed because of the high voltage applied across it. Thank you.